Welcome to this video, which is titled Beyond Boundaries. This is a 3-part series of shorter intervals so that you could digest the content of this video, which will be very useful for our daily lives. The first part of this presentation is subtitled Slave to the Rational Mind. Most of our lives we spend in thinking, analyzing, judging, and acting. Now, this sequence is dominated by the rational mind because perception and concepts which we develop in our lives are then utilized with defined boundaries so that we could come to what we think is a correct choice or correct judgment. But the damage the boundaries can do to our thinking, especially in our complex world today, is something that we have to deeply think about. And this presentation is given to you mainly to take that exercise forward. G.K. Chesterton, the great English author, in his book Orthodoxy says, "The madman is the one who has lost everything except his reason." This statement suggests that a person who has lost all sense of perspective, values, or emotions and is left only with his rational faculties intact can be considered insane. In other words, a person who has lost the ability to feel, connect, or empathize with others and the world around them can still appear to be sane on the surface because they think and reason logically. Chesterton's statement challenges the common belief that madness is synonymous with irrationality or a loss of reason. Instead, he suggests that madness can also be characterized by an over-reliance on reason. This leads to a detachment from reality and a lack of emotional connection, which is vital in today's world. Because as the world becomes more and more complex, as the ecosystem evolves, we have to move away from the egocentric to the ecocentric domain to be true human beings and true part of existence. So in this sense, madman has lost his touch with humanity. He is trapped in a world of logic and reason, unable to see and appreciate the beauty, complexity, and chaos of life. Concepts are generated from past perceptions and embedded in the precast boundaries within our thinking. Boundaries present elements of distinction, interaction, mystery, and of course, transformation. We don't ascend the full cycle. This is the name of the game, this entire process of distinction, interaction, mystery, and transformation. Many spiritual masters have made this statement about seeking, because they always say that seeking is a good exercise in human life, but ultimately you will be filled with wonder. This is very clearly said in Thomas' Gospel. However, advances in science such as consciousness, cosmology, and quantum physics increasingly points to non-linear higher dimensions. These higher dimensions are within higher boundaries, are within the higher dimensional boundaries. And to unravel these boundaries, you need different type of thinking, not only a rational thinking, but more of an intuitive thinking. Given this scenario, if a person pursues self-development in a self-absorbed, indulgent way, turning inwards for the sake of their own personal holism alone, dysfunction and disorder will ensue, both within the psyche and in its surroundings. True individuality is embedded in and responsive to a community of things, an interaction around it, in societal, cultural, religious, and ecological domain. Unless we are able to connect up unbundle the boundaries, surmount the boundaries, and go across and try to understand the various domains that exist around us, we'll find that we lack something very fundamental to our existence. Part 2 of this presentation will deal with the critical negative effects of overthinking. Till then, thank you for watching and listening. Meet you next time.